The world is a convergence of ecologies that can be experienced within two fundamental domains, that of which is under the influence of human control and that of which is not. Canonically, we can see these as the natural and the unnatural. Our existence has an impact on the process of forming and reforming ecologies around humanity. In the example of the natural and the unnatural, the natural or the physical created the unnatural or the metaphysical, denoting a symbiotic relationship or interconnection between both ecologies. So what is an ecology in its simplest form?
An ecology is a series of interactions between organisms. Conceptually, an ecology can be just as much geographic as it is biological. It can be a location, an institution, or simply a series of associations. This ideology opens the field of ecological conceptualization into the immaterial. Worlds that don't physically exist but still hold tangible consequences. This raises the question of how such ecologies form to create the world we perceive. The world is not a static or singular concept, but in fact a world of worlds. A convergence of ecologies that presumes that the world is ecological in itself. It is comprised of systems to service various ends that will be exemplified and unpacked throughout the documentary.
An example of how the non-physical mimics the physical in a symbiotic collection of ecologies can be seen in real-life simulation games, such as Animal Crossing. Featuring a real-time clock in a reactive game world, this links real-time to in-game events and day cycles. It presents itself as a relaxing, open-ended game, with activities such as gardening, home decorating, and friendship building with townsfolk. However, with continued play, the game reveals an arduous relationship with its player who is required to maintain the town to a point of its deterioration if left unplayed. This is a strong tie to the physical through a connection to reality. By attributing real time denotes the liminal space in which video games can operate. Game theories such as Jasper Ewell note how content is imaginary, yet it abides by rules and physical gaming inputs. With the magic circle, a term defined as a combination of sound, visuals, and flow that attributes to the immersion of the game, holds these two worlds together. With each town distinctly different, yet coexistent, this multiplicity of both internal worlds and their effect on the physical can be likened to Jean Baudrillard's theories on hyperreality in his text Simulation and Simulacra. The real is produced from miniaturized units, from matrices, memory banks, and command models. Life simulators in a looser sense can be defined through a non-physical system that bears similarity to ecologies.
A house of weeds in a place with both heavy rain and bright sun, using natural light, inhabited by lovers. As a system for ecological formation, the House of Dust, 1967, by artist Alison Knowles, exemplifies how an ecology can be formed unnaturally or not physically. Knowles does this through lines of computer-generated poetry that uses a material, a site or situation, a light source, and a category of inhabitants to describe a literary ecology. The lines are algorithmically selected through 4 corresponding lists of each quatrain's main elements. This results in a randomly selected but interrelated set of ecologies, each representative for a respective quatrain. Media theorist and cultural critic Neil Postman wrote in his book Technopoly that embedded in every tool is an ideological bias, a predisposition to construct the world as one thing rather than another, a surrender of culture to technology. Within Howells's work, the computer generation used isn't solely purposed with presenting an ecology, but it is the interface that is content in itself. The process of a machine to describe ecologies is already a system for the construction of a world of worlds.
Nukmi and UCNV are two artists who conceptually explore textiles as a medium for digital interaction. Their work, The Glitch Coat, is a conceptual piece that borrows from the non-physical by superimposing a glitch aesthetic onto fabric to create a wearable item. Despite this, the work remains in opposition to systems of digital art, as it is a physical entity imitating a mistake from a non-physical. It is an article of clothing that is representative of the internal system, something that is embedded within physical reality. Internal systems are responsible for creating ecologies of interconnected organisms. Digital mediums have a unique relationship with humanity through the input of human thought and action to create unconventional sentience. The digital world may be the only thing that humans believe that they are fully in control of. This is through systematic computation, but the glitches subsequently expressed in the glitch code reveal that within an unnatural domain, the inputs of a natural system still creates fault. As a coherent idea of the world rests upon a convergence of ecologies, media systems that exemplify this notion do not simply carry it around. It is through the biases and predispositions of its users, the inherently ecological nature of said systems can be revealed.
The concept of the world can be constructed through ideological perceptions of ecology. These perceptions are exemplified through physical and non-physical systems that are comprised of ecologies and the relationships thereof.
To conclude, the world as an ideological construct can be explored through the reconsolidation of how the convergence of ecologies can support its conceptualization.